Hey everybody, once again, it's February 15th, 2012, Wednesday. And, like I said before, my strategy for dealing with the bug swarm and the neo-Nazis from the Stormfront, National Salvation, Bug Swarm, all those places, who are repeating the Moron Mantra, has been working really well. It's been allowing me to filter out all the nonsense and get at their basic arguments and think about them, refute them, etc. So, I've been thinking about it a lot, and there's a few things I want to bring up about their basic ideology, and they're not really offering any solutions yet. They're just talking about what they see as a problem. Okay. And, well, in basic terms, they have a solution of a white nation. Okay. So their basic solution is to turn the United States, Western Europe, Australia, all of these places that they consider to be so-called white countries, into exclusively white countries, and to get rid of all of the minorities, the people who aren't ethnically Caucasian. Now, their reason for wanting to do this, one of the reasons, is that they say that the white race is it's diminishing in its percentage regarding the other races. Like, say, 20 years ago, Caucasians were 30% of the population. Now they're 25% of the population of the globe, something like that. So relative to other ethnic groups, the white race is becoming a smaller percentage, according to them, which is probably true. Okay, I don't have any reason to doubt that, but I'm not going to take it at face value, but I don't have a reason to doubt it. So now they're saying that their solution to this is to create an ethnic state, or several ethnic states. Okay. Now, the problem with that, one of the problems with that I've noticed, is that that does nothing to solve the supposed problem. Okay. If you take all of the minorities and you move them outside of the United States, you're not changing the percentage at all. So you could make an exclusive, a set of a few exclusively white countries, but you would not change the ratio at all. White people would still be a minority of the world population, and they would be the exact same ratio. Now, some of them have told me that this is not really a hateful thing. They're not trying to gain control of other people. They just want to control themselves and have control of their countries. And everybody else can be equal to them in other countries. Okay. Now, the problem with this is, in order to create an ethnic state, you're going to have to forcibly deport everyone who isn't white to some other country, most of them third world countries. Or you have to exterminate them, or a little of both. Okay. So you have to say to black people, we're going to forcibly deport you to Africa, to third world countries, or we're going to kill you. You have to say to Chinese people, we're going to forcibly deport you to China, and hopefully for you, they will accept you, or we'll kill you. We're going to forcibly deport Japanese people to Japan, and maybe they will let them into Japan, if there's room for all of those refugees, or we'll kill them. Now, if that's not a violent enterprise, or an example of exerting control over other people, then basically what they're saying is that they're going to ask them nicely, they're going to ask all the minorities in America nicely to forcibly deport themselves or exterminate themselves, or both. I mean, how is that going to happen? That makes no sense. Okay, so the idea that you could create ethnic states without massive violence, massive killing, genocide, or ethnic cleansing, or both, is absurd beyond belief. It doesn't happen. And if you don't believe me, just look at the examples that we have from history. Look at Northern Ireland, for instance. Was that not violent? What about South Africa? Was that not violent? Is it not still violent because of what they have a history of there? Palestine, Israel, is that not violent? I mean, these are examples of people trying to create ethnic states. Nazi Germany, was that not violent? That was an example of people trying to create an ethnic state and exterminating anyone that did not fit in. Okay. And they also considered deporting people too, as a matter of fact. They considered deporting people as well. But in the end, they realized it was much easier just to kill them. Okay, so, these are examples of what they want to do and what happens when you do those things. So now here's another problem with their thinking, just as a practical matter. Now, they seem to think that only white people have ever done anything of use, ever invented anything, or, only white people are doctors, lawyers, scientists, academics, writers, etc. Okay. Well, Germany, they had that attitude too, and they lost a lot of good scientists. They crippled themselves because they had a lot of very, very talented Jewish scientists and academics, thinkers, like Albert Einstein, for instance, and the man who invented the world that we live in today, the man who invented the process of high-pressure chemistry, which resulted in fertilizers, synthetic gasoline, rubber, all kinds of amazing things that we use today and could not live without. He was Jewish, and he was forced out of his position because he was Jewish. So Nazi Germany really hobbled itself. And, if the United States was to deport everyone who isn't exactly as white as me, we would overnight become a third world country. And the reason why I say that is because we would lose a lot of our intellectuals, our thinkers, our scientists, our engineers. A lot of the people in this country, a lot of doctors, lawyers, professionals of all types, are either Jewish or people of color of one type or another, Indian, Pakistani, Chinese, Japanese, African American. All of these people, there are so many of these people now who are not Caucasian that if you got rid of them all, we would overnight turn into a third world country. I really think that's true. I mean, we would overnight lose all of our dominance in sports, for instance, because a lot of our best athletes are not white or Christian. A lot of our best athletes. We would overnight lose a good percentage of our intellectual power. And that wouldn't be easy to make up for. And now, simultaneously, we would be committing crimes against humanity, and we'd be pissing off the whole world and scaring the whole world. And we would probably find that the world was getting ready to destroy us before we got around to destroying them. And we would be really weak. We would be internally divided and internally weakened, and we would be a third world country which lost much of our physical and brain power. And we would be looking at wolves at the gate. They would come for us, just like they came for Nazi Germany. And that's the scenario they think would be a good idea to play around with. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that their ideas make sense. But I think, they are a prescription for a real genocide, because that is the only way you can create a white nation, is through ethnic cleansing and or genocide. And nobody is going to sign up for that peacefully. African Americans are not going to willingly deport themselves or kill themselves. And when you start doing that kind of thing and you weaken yourself and you become an international pariah, things usually don't work out so well. And probably, waging war on other countries and having them defend themselves and then realize that you are a paper tiger and that you're weak. And they're going to be invading, and they're going to take this country over and start the tribunals. And a lot of these people that you see are going to be hung at a place synonymous with Nuremberg. That is my prediction if these people get what they want. It will be a replay of Nazi Germany and a replay of Nuremberg Trials. I don't think these people really want what they think they want. Thanks for watching.